What's up guys, this is Monster Jam Historian here, back with another video. Join us now as we cover the results from San Antonio and give the good, the not so good, and the straight up ugly. As always, we'll also cover the latest news, including a second Max D will be running this season, Cody Saucier driving fast metal, more events added to the ever-expanding schedule, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more monster truck content. Originally slated for January, Monster Jam finally rolled into San Antonio's Alamodome to wow the crowd on the 4th of July weekend. As previously mentioned, we will briefly cover the results and give the good, the not so good, and the straight up ugly. But for full results, make sure to check out the Monster Jam Historian Instagram page and monsterjam.com. Starting off with Show 1, as Toddler Duke and Monster Energy would defeat Max D's Tom Metz for the racing win. During skills, Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior took the win with a 9.449. Freestyle saw Ryan Anderson in Bakugan Dragonoid throw down an incredible performance that earned him the win. Your overall event champion was Tom Metz in Max D. Moving on to Show 2, as for the first time this year, Bari Musawa took Zombie to the winner's circle by defeating Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior for the racing win. Tristan England would dominate the rest of the field, winning yet another skills challenge competition with two amazing moonwalks and laid down not just his best freestyle of his career, but one of the best freestyles of the 2021 season. His freestyle run with the jaw-dropping one-wheeled save easily earned him the freestyle victory and the overall event championship from Show 2. And finally, moving on to Show 3, as Toddler Duke would win racing once again, this time defeating Tristan England in Megalodon. Skills saw Ryan Anderson in his natural habitat, winning the competition with a 9.430. Freestyle also saw Ryan Anderson do exceptionally well as he secured the freestyle victory by laying down one of the greatest freestyles of the season. Your overall event champion was Toddler Duke in Monster Energy. Those were the results, so let's take a look at the good, the not so good, and the straight up ugly for the weekend in San Antonio. The good, Tristan England getting better and better. It could not be a better season for Tristan England in Megalodon, as Tristan once again dominated the competition in Show 2. Winning the skills challenge was impressive enough, but to take home the win after incredible runs from the likes of Adam Anderson and Ryan Anderson, that is especially incredible. His one-wheeled save has to be one of the highlights of the season. England has received so much praise from social media, saying that he should get a full-time run in stadiums next year, and we cannot agree enough. Tristan England needs to be in stadiums next year. Congratulations to Tristan England for his exceptional weekend. A beautiful track paint celebrating the holiday. Like 2019, San Antonio sported the red, white, and blue paint scheme to celebrate 4th of July. What was even cooler was the fact that the paint was alternating like the previous tracks of Kansas City and Indianapolis. Other than the paint scheme, not much else was different about the track, but still very awesome to see. The definite show of the year? Well, we may have said Indianapolis, St. Louis, and Jacksonville were all nominees for show of the year, but we are positive that San Antonio takes the cake. So many amazing moments came out of those shows, from Tristan England's save to Adam Anderson's crazy freestyles and his front flip, more on that later, to Ryan Anderson's Show 3 skills run and his freestyle. Even Jurassic Attack and Monster Mutt Dalmatian Galaxy all had their moments. A truly unforgettable set of shows from San Antonio. Adam Anderson has got his mojo back. Adam Anderson has really stepped up his game being behind the wheel of Gravedigger. It is very noticeable the change of driving style, as it has always seemed that Adam Anderson is on the ragged edge each and every week behind the wheel of the black and green wrecking machine. And his front flip attempt, my goodness, just watch the videos and you'll see what I mean. Best freestyles of the year. Adam Anderson and Ryan Anderson's freestyles from Show 3, along with Tristan England's from Show 2, have to be some of the best freestyles from the 2021 season. For Adam and Ryan's especially, both had fast-paced and crazy momentum that carried throughout the whole run. Now, to be completely honest, we can't categorize anything as the not so good and certainly not anything in this straight up ugly, as all three shows range from pretty good to amazing to show of the year candidates. As previously mentioned, definitely one of, if not the best weekends of Monster Jam of the season. That's it with the good, the not so good, and the straight up ugly. Onto the news, our first story. Our first story concerns the second Max D to run this year. Tom Meents has taken the reins of Max D this season, but as more and more drivers start to make their return to the sport, fans are wondering who will take this second Max D. Speculation has led fans to possible two answers, either Colton Eichelberger or Blake Granger. Both drivers are amazingly talented, and both have been almost exclusively in arenas over their careers. Currently, the to-be-announced driver will be appearing in Denver, Colorado, and Cleveland, Ohio. Whoever makes their return, we're excited to see a second Max D touring Monster Jam. Next up, Cody Saucier back in Fast Metal. Cody Saucier is one of the few drivers who has been finding work during the pandemic and has been keeping himself very busy, including working with and eventually driving for the Samson team, as well as driving Fast Metal for some independent shows last year. Well, it won't be the only time seeing Saucier in Fast Metal, as Cody has announced he is returning to drive the truck at 3 Monster Jam shows in the summer. Cody Saucier revealed the news on his Instagram, saying, "It has been well over a year since I've last competed in Monster Jam. Thanks to my great friend and rival on the track, John Gordon, for giving me a phone call and yet another opportunity to share our passion. I'm excited to represent Fast Metal in my home state, Louisiana, at Monster Jam in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, the OG venue for monster truck racing. I cannot wait to see some familiar faces and hurt some feelings out there on the track." Fans have already seen John Gordon tear it up at Atlanta Motor Speedway this year, along with some small arena shows, and fans could not be more excited to see Cody back in action. And finally, more shows added to the schedule. Currently, the newest shows that have been added consist of the previously mentioned Denver, Colorado at Ball Arena, and Cleveland, Ohio at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. These two shows have the aforementioned to-be-announced Max D driver, as well as the Monster Jam debut of Jeff Souza in Wrecking Machine, along with other drivers like Cynthia Gauthier, Elvis Linez, Kristen Anderson, and Kayla Blood. What do you make of all of these new shows being added? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you all next time with some more monster truck content.